People deluded, I'm back again. Now, it's an important week. There's 9 Premier League games left alone. So, when you consider the Europa League, us versus Rennes, we need to do our job. I believe we're away from home in the first leg, so we badly need to score. It's an important week for us because we're trying to get in the top 4 or qualify for Champions League via traditional means, or give ourselves the best opportunity to do it or via both routes, or just have the best season of winning the Europa League or being in the final of that and actually qualifying for top 4, Champions League via top 4. We're trying to do that. We've got United. It's a must-win. We got shagged against Spurs. It wasn't our fault. Obviously, we can sit here till we're blue in the face and talk about Aubameyang and Lacazette or Mustafi stuff or the ref and this and that. Either way, the facts are we've dropped 2 points. People are not going to stop in May and say, oh, Arsenal should get top 4 because we got robbed here, or we got robbed here, or we got robbed there. It's happened, innit? There's been times this season where we've got the rub of the green, and there's been many times where we haven't. Rough with the smooth. Some teams, Spurs, do get more of luck than others and do get away with a lot of questionable stuff. But it is what it is. It's a must-win. We've got to beat United. We've got to win against Rennes. Now, people, I can forgive everybody for assuming this is going to be a walkover, and it should because of the golfing quality. But what you cannot do is underestimate any team in tournament football, and what you shouldn't do is underestimate Rennes. Now, if I'm Rennes, if I'm in that dressing room, if I'm any of them players, no disrespect to Rennes, but I'm sure they've got bigger ambitions. I'm sure they want to be talked about. I'm sure they want to move on. So these are the games where you impress bigger teams. These are the games where everybody expects you to lose. So you're on the giant killing thing. Obviously, Betis is not quite the level of Arsenal, but they beat Betis. Many people didn't expect them to come out of that tie, so you have to give them credit. If I can remember correctly, I watched Lyon in December, and they beat Lyon as well, so they can give it. They've got some quality in the side. I don't necessarily think Niang is quality, but he's been around the block. Hell, he was at Ken. Forgive me if I'm wrong. He was on trial at Everton and us. We saw him at AC Milan. We know what he's about, people. He will work. He will try and be awkward. He's a physical. I wouldn't say he's necessarily the most physical, but in terms of pace and throwing himself around, he'll be a physical handful for our defenders. He'll work the channels. He'll be a nuisance. You've got Ben Arfa. Now, he hates Unai Emery just based on what you read about their time at PSG. If you hated someone, or if you didn't feel necessarily rated by a manager, or if you wanted to cause them some sort of harm, purely footballing sense, people, what can you do? Play with a point to prove. Play with a vendetta. So the most dangerous thing is someone that is playing with a point to prove. So you've got Niang, you've got Ben Arfa, you've obviously got their left back. I could not say that Algerian lad's name, but he's very good going forward. You've obviously got Ismail Assar. I've spoken about him. You've spoken about him. He's prone to special moments. And again, these are the games where guys like Ismail Assar think, okay, cool, my price tag is going to go up. People are quoting 20 million. You're going to have to give Rennes 30 or 40 now because I've just put 2 against Arsenal. He has scored some special goals this season. He's not quite at that level yet, but if he works very hard, he could be a very good player. And someone Arsenal should be looking at. So there's a lot of quality within that side. So between a giant killing, between being fearless if everybody expects you to go out, you really need to think about these things, people, in my opinion, from an Arsenal perspective. The world wants Rennes to win. They don't want Arsenal to win. Everybody loves an underdog. Everybody loves an underdog victory when you play Arsenal. Everybody loves Arsenal to lose. So do you see what I'm saying? You saw the videos, people, on Twitter, on social media for the Rennes ticket office for this fixture. So it's going to be a very good atmosphere. They're going to be buzzing. They're going to be giving their players every advantage in terms of atmosphere. So it's not going to be easy at all. I don't feel they keep many clean sheets, so you'd be inclined to believe both sides are going to score. They've got a good mixture in terms of different goal scorers, because I believe Niang has 7. Forgive me if I'm wrong. Who else? Niang's got 7. Ben Arfa's up there for goals as well. Ismail Assar's got 8. So it's spread out a bit. I feel they've got a lot of youthful pace and skill and trickery, and the right blend of that married with some experienced midfielders. You look at Rennes, you look at Andre, and you look at several others. I'm not going to sit and say I'm watching Rennes week in, week out, because I'm not. I'm watching them sporadically. In fact, you could say I watch. No, I wouldn't say you watch them week in, week out. I record their games when they're on, and I try and watch the highlights, because obviously I take it in turns what I want to watch. But I've got a couple of games recorded, so I'm going to update myself on how they are. I'm not watching them religiously enough to tell you people all their characteristics. I just know this is tournament football. Beware of a giant killing. We know we're going up against it. We're going to be without players like Lacazette. We just really need to do what we need to do. We've kept 5 clean sheets in the Prem. They've only kept 7 in the French top league. Forgive me if I'm wrong. So yeah, they've had an extra rest as well. I believe their last game was postponed. So the world wants them to win. The whole of France would want them to win. Obviously England. I'm not advocating it. We're not going to support the English teams against others. Or if you are and you're older than of school age, then you need to ask yourself. As much as I love English football, I'm never ever gonna want. Definitely not United. Do I really need to tell you why I wouldn't want Spurs? Did I ever Chelsea the same? Liverpool? I don't want none of them to win nothing unless it's Arsenal or unless I'm employed by any of you guys. So if any of you are watching me, yeah, if I'm employed, I want you lot to go as far as it can. But we need to do our thing, people. There's no excuses if we lose. There's no excuses. It's tournament football. Unai Emery can only take us so far. He can only bring the tactical thing so far. The players need to decide what they want. Like I said, if you're in that dressing room, there's 9 Premier League games left. This is a must-win week. You've got Manchester United, and then you've obviously got the rest of the games, and you've got 180 minutes, which could decide a lot. You can't expect to, obviously, because of the golfing class between the two sides, or just the stature, better yet, to be respectful, just expects that we're going to turn up here and after 2 legs we're going to win. We did that against Bate, fair enough, but I don't want to see another scare of us having to come back from behind. Let's do our job. Do our job in the away fixture, the first fixture, score our goals, give ourselves the best result to come back to the Emirates with, so that we can see out that game, so that we can continue to try and win that game and possibly roll players off, to be fair with you. I'd love to see us just kill this game off, man. There's really not much more to say other than our season relies on games like this. We need to get to that final, because I'm actually, mathematically, we can still get top 4. And as you can see in my vids, I'm a bit more upbeat on our chances of getting that before the start of the season. But I'm still not sure about it, people. And to me, the Europa League, again, I don't feel these players are good enough to get through these tournament stages, but we've got to try in it. So the last thing is the lineup, to be fair with you, people. And I'd go with a 4-2-3-1, to be fair, or not even that through choice. Lacazette's not allowed to play. I'd go with Leno. To my knowledge, Torreira can play. I'm sure he ain't got no suspensions in Europa League. Obviously, I'm not talking about him being sent off for the weekend in the Prem, but has he? I remember our last fixture in Europa League. Heard the commentator talking something about suspensions and yellow cards. I'm not sure. It's probably not, because someone would have updated me to this. But I'm going with Leno in goal. Czech will probably play, but for me, I would just play your best team. I'm going with Leno. Centre halves, depending on Koscielny's fitness, I'm going with Koscielny/Monreal. I say Koscielny because we know Koscielny's at this age now where it's always touch and go. If Koscielny's fit, then it's Koscielny and Socrates. If he's not, it's Koscielny and Monreal. I would bring in Kohler again, people, because I feel Monreal was good and he got forward well, but I feel Kohler, he gives the opposition something to think about. So Kohler, Koscielny, Socrates, Leno. Right back, I'm going with Jenkinson. It'll probably be Mustafi, but I'm going with Jenkinson, people. Midfield, they picked themselves in Xhaka and Torreira. Xhaka played very well against Spurs, in my opinion. I'm going with Mesut Ozil in the 10 position, people. I feel we've got to get some creativity in a game like this. I feel it will be a Mkhitaryan on either flanks. They picked themselves. I don't want to leave Ramsey out, but it'd probably be Ramsey for Ozil. I'd have no qualms in that, but I want to start Ozil. Obviously, Aubameyang plays at the top, and to be fair with you, he's pulled through for us many a times. He let us down against Spurs, but it is what it is. He'll come through for us again. Best way to do that is by scoring in this game week. Well, in the Europa League. And in regards to the lineup as well, I thought of another one because of Mustafi. I feel Mustafi is gonna play right back, but if he has to play right back and the liability that is Mustafi, to be fair, before the mistake, it wasn't that bad of a game, but I'd probably go with Leno in goal, Monreal, Koscielny, Socrates as the centre halves. I'd rather Jenkinson or Maitland-Niles, but because I think he's going to pick him, Mustafi at full-back, Kohler obviously on the left-hand side, Xhaka and Torreira in the middle for me, Ozil in the 10, and in regards to the 2 strikers, it would be Aubameyang and Mkhitaryan for me, but it's more of Aubameyang up front and Mkhitaryan a sort of 10 thing, or him and Ozil could alternate between the two, if you get what I'm saying, people. But yeah, in regards to us versus Rennes, we just need to win, man. It's a must win. We need to beat them and put ourselves in the best position for next week, and we need to do our job against United. We can't really get draw against United. Obviously, Hindsight's a wonderful thing. Pre-game, I'll take a point against United. Don't get it twisted, but I want to win. I want to win to try and get top four. I want to win because it's United. I want to win because I don't want to see Lingard, whether he's injured or not, dancing in any capacity because of Arsenal's beating Arsenal, or Arsenal's demise. I don't want to see it. I want to beat them because they beat us in the FA Cup, and they were lucky to draw against us at Old Trafford. And because it's like Spurs and Chelsea and that. Like, I'm pretty sure many of you Arsenal fans got a lot of them and friends that are United fans or family. My cousins are United fans. I don't want them to smile. I'm tired of United fans smiling. I'm tired of as an Arsenal fan not smiling. So we need to win both games this week. Banter aside, my United fans, it's all love. But yeah, man, there's nothing more to say. I've said everything. I'm not gonna keep you lot here any longer. So people, deluded, comment, subscribe, and do the rest if you wish. I'm out though.